Hi, Stephen. Um, I'm sorry if we talked about this in class before, but I see that you're writing Connor on your paper, and I know that I usually call you Stephen in class. So, and I don't have my grade book, not my roster in front of me. So please let me know what you prefer to be called. If you prefer Connor over Stephen. Um, Overall, I think that this is a good narrative. You have a lot of really good detail in this submission. Some good detail describing your house. Some really good detail describing, the handful of. I guess it's more than a handful. A lot of the trials that you experienced as a young man. The friction that occurred in your household, and then some of the issues at I don't want to say issues, but some of the concerns that you had regarding school as well, both academic and social. And yeah, the place where you end it, like I think that a lot of people have probably gone through some of this. Yeah, I mean, even though of course it's not, everyone's, no one has the same story that you do, but I think that yeah, like those I don't know, for lack of a better word, hurts that we have really kind of begin to shape how we react to um, upset, how we react to conflict, whether that be, externalized conflict like you versus someone else, or whether it's internalized conflict, which is really what happens, I think, when we think about where you end us with society, that so much of our conflict with societal expectations ends up being internalized. And I think that that can go kind of one of two ways, where we get the message, I'm a bad person, I'm an incapable person, right? And I think that there's a little bit of that in all of us, but we also want to balance that out with the other voices that say, no, I am a capable person, and here are the examples of my life that help me see that. So I think that you have the narrative, right? The purpose. There's just a couple places here and there that I want to talk to you about for expansion. So this is like really your moment of change, right? So this really is the most important moment in the narrative. You have really good rising action in all of the smaller like narrative, mini narratives essentially. Um, um, but this is the big moment of change, and notice that it happens really quickly, right? And you're relying primarily on summary rather than descriptive detail. So if you were to expand, this is the place that I think that you should focus on. So slow down your pace here, right? Really capture your graduation scene. And it says that as you walk to receive your diploma, it sounds like even though the shutdown occurred, it sounds like you had some kind of graduation. So really painting that picture for the audience, I think, is important for more than one reason. Number one, because they're going to be like, oh, well, what about the shutdown? Were you guys able to have graduation anyway? But then also in terms of the narrative itself, this being the most important moment, you really want to use descriptive writing or some of those other narrative strategies like dialogue, maybe even internal dialogue here. Another place that I liked, but I think needs some tweaking is here. So you have this opening sentence, small town Missouri, what could go wrong? Apparently a lot. And then you immediately jump into what your house looks like. These feel like two completely different ideas. So them being in the same paragraph doesn't quite work yet. So consider this. Consider making this description about your childhood home being its own paragraph. And then this idea, you're expanding on it in a full paragraph. So why do you really say that what could go wrong in small town Missouri? So it sounds like that you're kind of you're challenging some assumptions that we have about maybe small town American life. So play around with those assumptions. What assumptions do we have about rural America or small town America, right? We typically think of that being as something very quaint. Everyone knows everyone. It's a close-knit community. Maybe there's not a lot of ethnic diversity. which can create an insular culture, but in that insular culture, there's a strong sense of community, right? For better or for worse, that usually the people that are on the inside feel pretty safe. And then I think that we'll get a better sense of what you're trying to say here, and it'll be a clearer introduction. Those are the main things that I'd like to see you work on, should you choose to revise this. And I think that this essay is worth revising. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.